top 3 best tech of 2024, right? Now, we are going to be picking our final choice in that collaboration video, but I thought let's go to the top 3. So we've got a bit of a variety because that only allows you to cover one device. But you know, this year, honestly, there's been so much tech that I've been like, this is amazing, this is amazing, this is amazing. Like, and a lot of stuff that I use all the time. So I'm gonna let you start this one. And Abong, what's your first pick for the top 3 tech of the year?
Oh, the first one is super easy for me. This is something that has made my life very, very easy. You say blessed. It's a smart crib, and as you guys know, I'm a dad now. So the one thing most of my friends would tell you is, "Have you slept? Are you sleeping? Are you getting any rest?"
That's the first question.
That's the first question, right? Because you know, babies always tend to wake up middle of the night, cry, and all that stuff. You know, looking for food. This crib is called Cradlewise. This is a smart crib that kind of oscillates up and down to soothe to your baby, to make sure that if they wake up at night, they go back to sleep. And I'll put it this way, since week 2, my son has been sleeping from 8 hours to about 12. Okay. So which means I get to sleep.
Do they do an adult version for this? Because I think I need it. Oh man, I could do with that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish so too. It also does like the sleep tracking. It tells you when he wakes up, goes to bed, plays white noise, or you can pump in some Spotify, whatever tunes that you know he likes as well.
Is that put some gangster rap? He's gonna get out.
No, only so far I've pumped in some Michael Jackson. That's pretty much it. Okay, and then, but yeah, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic, and I will recommend it to anyone.
Okay, cool, good choice. All right, my first choice, and this is not in any order, but I got to give a shout out to the Mac Mini, dude. Like, what a machine! Like 5 by 5 inches, M4 or the M4 Pro, now with 16 gigabytes of unified memory and £600 or $600. You know, like for its size and what it can do and the price, like it's such an easy recommendation. Honestly, so many people have messaged me saying, should I get it? I was like, get the base model, you'll be absolutely fine. £600, job done. Hook it up to a monitor, mouse, keyboard, which you can, you know, depending on your budget, you can get all of that within £100, or, you know, if you want to get something a little bit better. But all in for £600, for that machine, amazing. So that has to be one of the top picks for me, honestly, this year. I've been like super impressed with the Mac Mini.
Yeah, I would agree. That's my second choice. The Mac Mini. Even though the Mac Mini has always been priced well, totally well. I think the size form factor combined with the M4 chipset, and you really think about it and going, okay, I now have not just a, you know, with the M1, it was powerful, but now you have power, design, and comfort. And you don't have to spend anything more than $700. Actually, depends on who you are. You may have a mouse and keyboard. You can do that. Plus, the other thing too is the Mac Mini now, you can also swap out the SSD in there, which is unheard of. First time I've seen that in a Mac. Plus, you can connect an external SSD if you want to, because it's got USB Thunderbolt 4 in there. So at least you've got 40 gigabit transfer. So you can have, you know, an external SSD that's super fast, or even an NVMe in an enclosure, and you still have really good speeds for, you know, storing files and things like that. So it is absolutely one of the best picks. And look, you guys know I'm not a Mac guy, but I'm probably going to pick one up just to have around, just because I can either do like Mac updates and check out stuff that's going on there, because it's so, I can have it on my desk. I've got a massive desktop right here, which, you know, has like a 4090. It's great and all, but also just having a computer that compact that you can, you know, I can literally take it with me on the go.
Yeah, if you wanted, you could just take it with you on the go. And like, if you have it on your desk, like, you know, not everybody has space for a huge tower. A lot of times people put the towers underneath the desk and stuff to kind of free up some space. Dude, this, you could literally stick it on the back of your monitor if you wanted, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Velcro.
Like, yeah, exactly. You could just do that. That's how compact it is. So, you know, props to Apple for an amazing product, and, you know, it easily makes one of my top a piece of tech of the year. Now, the next one for me is the Samsung Galaxy Ring, right? Now, look, there have been other rings out there. I've tested a couple, but for me, this has just worked so well. And it's just been something that I've used every single day since it came out. I think it does very good in terms of sleep tracking compared to others, right? It tells me how long I've slept for, how much of that time I was awake, how much time I was in bed but not sleeping. Sometimes, when you don't know when you've fallen asleep and you're like, did I get enough sleep? So with this, it'll tell you exactly. It's like, okay, you know what? 5 hours, fair enough. That's enough for me to go on. And psychologically, it's had a positive impact on me. In terms of the design and stuff, pretty simple. Looks like pretty much every other smart ring out there, which is fine. I just went for the black version. One of the things I wanted to mention, remember we were talking about using this at the gym?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So normally I wear some gym gloves when I'm there, and it's been fine. So when I was in India and Dubai just the last week. By the way, India was amazing with MediaTek, absolutely awesome. Over there, I didn't have my gym gloves, so I went and trained with this. I've actually scratched it up quite a bit. You guys will see some B-roll on screen. I've scratched it up quite a bit because I was using it without anything, right? So the weights, because, they have the grip, so, although it is titanium, I have scratched it up quite a bit. It's towards the bottom side, so it's not too bad. It doesn't make the ring look any worse, but just FYI, something to keep in mind.
Yeah. The ring is good. It's solid, but it's not in my top 3, so to speak.
Okay. What is next on your list?
My third device on my list is Intel Core Ultra Series 2 chipset. Now, I know a lot of people will mention, Apple's been there before already. There's Qualcomm chips. This is strictly because I'm a PC user. For a couple of things. This is the first time I have a PC laptop. I'm currently using the Asus Zenbook S14. It gives me about 16 hours of battery life, solid performance. I can do what I need to do, even edit video. But also, there's also one from Lenovo that does 19 hours of battery life. It beat out everything plus the M3. Now, I don't know about the M4 because I haven't actually compared to test that out, but at least we finally have, as Windows users, we don't have to worry about battery life. That was the biggest thing in that avenue. And performance has been great on the laptop itself. So to me, that has been just one of the revelations, because I know a lot of Windows users are looking for something to fill that void. They're feeling a little envious from the other side. We talked about that. We talked about the Mac Mini and all that kind of performance. So to me, this is the at least the crown jewel this year. In terms of just Windows PCs.
Okay, so I'll say a couple of things. Firstly, the one thing that I do like about it is that everything works, right? So you don't need to have something that's going to be ported over, and it's not going to be it's for everything as it would do. You don't have to think about it. It just works, right? The thing that I will say, as in just to kind of have a counterpoint to that, is that's great, but it's catch up. It's not exceeding. So this is what I would like to see going forward is, okay, how did they now? Okay, now they're competing on the level. Okay, we've caught up now after many years. How I want to see them really compete, and okay, now when you look at compared to an M series chip, we've got this, and this that is better, right? And in terms of performance, in terms of battery life and stuff like that. Because look, right now, you were saying your comparisons to M3, but hey, we've got M4 now, right?
It just came out, to be fair, okay? So again, this is just...
Okay, it just came out.
Just a week ago, which is expected. It's expected. Yeah.
That's all I will say. That's all I would say, but no, that's a good choice, right? I have a pick on the Windows side of things as well. And it's something that, honestly, I was super impressed with. I've recommended, and that's one of my lists. The things here is things that I can easily recommend to people. And, one of my friends literally went and picked this up pretty much after I made my video. Shout out to Sham, who went out and just got this because it was that good. And that is the 2024 Zenbook Duo OLED, right? So this is the best dual screen laptop that I've used. Mm-hmm. The thing that I love about it, because Lenovo did it last year, right? They did a dual screen laptop. But what I love about this in particular is that you can use it as a regular laptop. There's no compromise. You can use it as a regular laptop if you wanted to. And then that magnetical keyboard pops off, and then you've got dual screens, right? You've got a built-in kickstand. That was another thing with the Lenovo that you kind of had to have that separately. No, this is all built in. You put it, you've got dual 3K 120 Hz OLED displays. And that keyboard, you could even use from a distance if you wanted. I'm not saying that you would be, but you can have the displays side by side. You can have them above and underneath, right? and pen is supported, and that's just something that I was just like, you know what, okay, you guys are onto something here, and this is something that will make a difference, like something that I can see people using. Because, as I said, like if you're on a plane and you don't have the space, use it as a regular laptop. But when you're in a coffee shop, you've got a bit more space. Can you imagine like just popping that out? And I've not actually had a chance to do that, but just go to a coffee shop. I'm not as hip as the likes of Kogan in his own coffee shop actually. But I kind of like to just stay home and get my work done. I don't want to kind of go to a coffee shop and do that. Yeah. But I'm saying, imagine doing that and just putting up this. People are gonna be like, whoa, that is cool. And it's not only cool, it's practical. And that's why it's made my list.
I did that. Actually did that at a coffee shop. I was filming content on it, and I popped it up, and everyone was just kind of like, "What the hell?" And then I actually took the keyboard and sat across from it, and I was still like,
just
like,
showing off now.
And I think somebody was like, "What is?" I was like, "Oh, it's an unreleased laptop. Sorry."
But what's going to be interesting is when this gets the new chips, right? And it becomes more efficient, and it becomes, more in terms of performance. And then this is where I kind of see it as, okay, this is the initial concept, which is amazing. And for your day-to-day, for most people, it's going to be absolutely fine. But then going forward, when it becomes more efficient and more powerful with the new chips, I can actually see myself using this like on a daily, like absolutely amazing. Asus always trying different things. And I think this one, because we've had dual screens from Asus for a while, and then, you've had the Zenbook Duos with the smaller, screen pad plus and things like that, which is all well and good. But this actually takes it to the next level, I think. And I think they've done a great job with it. Yeah,
no, I agree. I think you're right. Moving on next year and seeing what all these new processors will bring to the table, it's gonna be quite interesting.